DO-OOUUU. My name is Don. I see you. Welcome back to the channel, man. How is everybody doing today? Welcome back to DONNYLAND. On today's episode of DONNYLAND, brought to you by OG Donny, we will be reacting to The World Ended in 2012, so how did we survive? Oh my god. Are we in a parallel universe? Are we in another dimension? Did we get sucked into a black hole? I don't know, but this video seems to think so. Hey, I'm a conspiracy theory guy. I watched conspiracy theories growing up. Shout out Shane Dawson. Shout out Kendall Ray. Shout out Michelle Platty. 3 OGs of the conspiracy theory game, man. 3 OGs. Man, the Shane Dawson conspiracy theory videos, they used to be one of a kind before he switched them and started experimenting and shit. When it was just Shane, camera, bed, man, were we cooking. We were cooking. But yeah, today we're going to be reacting to, if the world ended, how did we survive? I have heard this theory before. There's even a movie called 2012. So basically the theory goes, the world ended, boom. We shifted into another dimension. Everything is just basically AI now. Yeah, we're living in a simulation. I did write my college essay based on the fact that we might be living in a simulation. So, let's see what this video has to say.
World. This year is cause for concern that we've only got a year left on the planet.
And more than 100 San Diegans are preparing for the
2012 and the end of the world.
Whoa. Where did this conspiracy theory start, though? Like, I'm pretty sure it was a book, like an ancient text, and it was like, it was something. It was some scientist or someone who's good at this stuff. I forget the exact word, but he predicted basically that the world is gonna end in 2012, and he predicted a bunch of other shit too that turned out to be correct. So,
well, I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, I was.
This voice is kind of scary, man. Let me put both headphones on to add to the allure.
Still very much alive. But what if I told you that the world as we know it has already ended in the year 2012?
That means I would have been 8. I would have been 8 years old, man. And I'm 20 now. So am I still 8 years old? That would be great.
Did you ever get that feeling that something just doesn't feel right? Things don't add up anymore. And well, something has changed, but you just don't know what it is. Well,
bro, if you haven't seen The Truman Show, you need to go watch that movie. I know I'm pausing it a lot, the video just started, but The Truman Show, great movie.
Oh, you are not the only one. On December 5th, 2013,
Why does it have to be a date? Okay. Nelson Mandela. If you know the Mandela effect, I promise you, I saw my life. I was taught that Nelson Mandela died in prison. He died in prison. I remember learning about it maybe third grade. But that turns out not to be the case anymore.
It was reported that anti-apartheid activist, politician, and the first president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, sadly passed away. Except that many people remembered him dying in prison in the 1980s. Immediately, this strange phenomenon blew up on the internet, with people reporting other instances where the reality that they remember differed ever so slightly from what is actually reality.
What is your craziest Mandela effect? The Berenstain Bears, that's an OG show, man. Shout out Sprout.
This phenomenon, the Mandela effect. What is that? Take a look at this picture. You might think there's nothing wrong with the Pokemon character Pikachu. But would you be surprised if I told you that the black tip on the back of his tail never existed? Another instance is in the movie Star Wars, where you might remember Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." Except that the line was never in the movie at all, and he actually says, "No, I am your father."
I'm not even a Star Wars guy, but you've heard the phrase, "Luke, I am your father," everywhere throughout history since I was a kid.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Mirror, mirror on the wall,
Who's the baddest?
who's the fairest of them all? Well, that's not it, and it's actually magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. That doesn't even sound right, bro. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
A quick search will reveal many such examples all over the world where the collective remembers something a certain way, but the reality is so different. But maybe one of the more chilling examples comes from the children's hit TV series The Berenstain Bears, where I could swear that it was spelt S-T-E-I-N, except it has and always has been Berenstain Bears spelt with an A. I can't really put my finger on that strange feeling I experienced.
No bullshit, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm kind of spooked out right now. Just a little bit. Maybe. Am I a pussy?
Yes!
Am I a pussy?
Yes!
And had to go deeper down this rabbit hole to find out if something somewhere along our timeline had gone really wrong. Some say that this is proof that time travelers already exist and have been time traveling back and forth in time, changing history as we know it, ever so slightly. But perhaps there is something a little more sinister at play. That is where I came across this. On August 22nd, 2016, an
Summer 16. Shout out to those days, man. Shout out to Jesse, Javian, Tiger, Looney, Russ. Whew. Shout out Summer 16. Shout out GTA Online.
anonymous 4chan user posted this thread claiming to be one of the 23 scientists at CERN responsible for the Mandela effect, stating that the planet was in fact destroyed in an extinction-level event and our consciousness was transferred to a different world.
Give me a sign I'm conscious right now. Blink twice if you're conscious. I said blink twice if you're conscious. Blink twice if you're conscious, OG Donnie. Holy shit.
He then went on to explain that all of us had to have updates to our body in order to survive the increased toxicity of the Earth. However, according to him, some of the updates might not have worked according to plan, suggesting that we have all been already living in an alternate reality. Taking the thread at face value, it just seems like the work of an online troll with a vast imagination. However, upon scrolling through his replies and responses, it seemed that the author was either crazy or perhaps he knew something that we didn't. But then this video surfaced. Released by CERN, this video titled "We Are Happy at CERN" seemed to be a promotional video showing the enjoyable work and fun life at CERN. But wait, hold on. What's that right there? What you are looking at is a screen grab of a CERN employee holding up a sign saying, "We are happy here at CERN." And on the surface, it seemed like nothing was wrong. But if you look a bit closer, interestingly enough, there seemed to be more symbolism at play here. Besides the uncomfortable and suspicious nature of the employee, around his neck there hung two signs reading Bond 1 and Mandela. What is the significance of that, you might ask? Well, it seems that Bond 1 was actually code for an actor called Barry Nelson, who played James Bond in a 1954 made-for-TV movie called Casino Royale.
Fun fact, I've never seen any of the James Bond movies.
Huh?
Am I missing out? Let me know.
Marking the first time James Bond ever made an appearance. And if you put the two signs together, you kinda get Nelson Mandela. Was this employee a whistleblower subtly suggesting that CERN had something to do with the Mandela effect? Even if the video was a gag, at some point in time, every conspiracy theory stems from a kernel of truth. And that little bit of truth comes from a prediction by a well-known scientist called Stephen Hawking, whose life's work famously paved the way for studies into black holes. So you can be assured that this guy knows what he's talking about. But that aside, this is what he had to say. At very high energy levels, the Higgs boson, which gives shape and size to everything that exists, could become unstable and could cause a catastrophic vacuum decay that would lead space and time to collapse.
So basically, we got stuck into a black hole. That does. If we're going base 2012, I was 8, but like a lot of shit in the world did change. I don't know. Maybe my perspectives as a little kid to, you know, a grown ass man now changed. But I feel as if we as a culture of human beings, we as a species, yes, we've grown, but have we really done a lot of growing? Or are they growing us for us?
Actually saying that the world will end by black hole the moment the Higgs boson particle, aka the God particle, is discovered. At this point in the video, you might be wondering, what does the God particle have to do with the world already ending in 2012, and who the heck is CERN? With its name derived from the acronym for the French Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire, or European Council for Nuclear Research. CERN is basically the leading research organization on particle theory, trying to figure out how the universe was created. If you go on to their website, their mission literally says, at CERN, our work helps to uncover what the universe is made of and how it works. Their endeavors include building the largest hadron collider in the world and attempts to create tiny black holes for studying antimatter. Wait, create tiny black holes?
I was just thinking the same thing, bro. Why do you want to create that? If you watch Fantastic Four, you know Mr. Fantastic had the capability to teleport Earth. He was going to teleport Earth to get Galactus out of it. Or he was going to... some shit like that. If you watch a movie, you know what I'm talking about, bro. So if he could do that in the movie, why can't we do that in real life?
What? Am I the only one that feels like this is a tad bit, I don't know, dangerous? Never mind the fact that they have a Lord Shiva statue out on their front porch, which just happens to be the Hindu god of destruction, or that their logo sports 666, the number of the beast. It is very clear that the work CERN is doing seems to be skewed towards playing God. And when it comes to playing God, we immediately think of one person.
I don't claim any of this energy that is being shown to me.
The prince of the world himself, Satan. Don't just take my word that something suspicious is going on at CERN, because here is another coincidence for you. By looking at the writings of the Bible in Revelations chapter 2, verse 13. I know where you live, where Satan has his throne, yet you remain true to my name. You did not renounce your faith in me, not even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was put to death in your city, where Satan lives. And if we look at where Saint Antipas was put to death, interestingly enough, we get a place called the Apollyon Temple in Lyon, or what we know now as Geneva, which just so happens to be the place where CERN is located.
No fucking way, bro. So the devil is on Earth, and it's at CERN. CERN, you need to leave. We need to get somebody in there right now. Does the president know about this? Does anybody know about this? Does the military know about this?
Just think about that. Maybe that will give you a little more context to this next part of the video. Because you see, after tracing the discovery of the God particle, we find that CERN actually discovered it on the 4th of July, 2012. So is it really a stretch to say that CERN, upon the discovery of the God particle, accidentally created a black hole? like what Stephen Hawking predicted, which destroyed the entire world. And if that is the case, then how are you still watching this video? Well, it is important to note that over the last decade, many theoretical physicists have come to believe that all outcomes and events happen simultaneously, essentially suggesting that we are a part of a multiverse that has ever
A real-life multiverse. Holy shit. I do kind of believe that though, bro. There's so much, bro. Do you know how fucking big the universe is? Do you know how, like, bro, galaxies and we're just, there's so much out there and we don't even know like the half of it, bro. We don't even know the half of it, bro. This life is a gift and there's so much shit that we don't know, but you can only hope to know. But if you were in that position to know it all, if you could know the world's greatest, deadliest, top secrets, would you want to know it?
Yes!
Knowing you're the only person who can know, your family can't know, your friends can't know, fuck, your coworkers can't know, but you are the one person who knows everything. Would you want that?
expanding with every decision that we make. With some scientists believing that the universe we're now in was born from a black hole, which opened a bridge sucking two parallel universes into each other, causing people to remember information differently, when the truth of the matter is that their realities were just getting crossed with one another. So were we just sucked to a parallel universe when our own reality disintegrated? Well, it kinda makes sense, because if our universe was indeed sucked into a black hole, and we did emerge on the other side, nothing would have changed for us, and the only clues that could point to signs that something had gone really wrong would be our memories being so slightly different from the reality in that alternate universe. But if you still think that it's a bit of a reach, did you notice that ever since 2012, time seems to have sped up, and the world seems to be spiraling more and more into chaos every single day?
That is what I was trying to say, bro. That is what I was trying to say. It's like shit is just all negative now. Shit is all in the fans, bro. Back then, we used to have good. We used to have Toys R Us. We used to have toy stores. Now everything's all online, all digital. This could be two very different things, but I'm just saying the way that the world changed, bro. You have to notice it. If you haven't noticed it.
Is it weird that the earliest reports of the Mandela effect actually only occurred in the year 2012? Or how about the fact that the Mayans, who accurately predicted multiple astrological events in our universe, believed that the universe was going to be destroyed at the end of their calendar cycle? That end coincidentally being the year 2012.
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way, bro. Some of the first people on Earth, some of the first texts on Earth, texts that we've learned, we've studied the Mayans, the Mayan texts, the Mayan people. They had to know something, bro. They had to know something. Something. Like, what do you think, what is that place called? The Vatican? What do you think is in the Vatican, bro? Like, all of the ancient texts and shit, like the first one that burnt down. You know how much, bro. History is just what they want us to know. History has been rewritten, redocumented, reshot. History is literally what they want you to know. And I stand on that. I speak on that.
Or even a man named Terence McKenna, who used the
I'm about to throw my phone across the room, bro. I don't want Siri listening to me and shit and reporting back to the FBI agent.
ancient Chinese I Ching system of 64 hexagrams to graph the King Wen sequence into a fractal pattern that, weirdly enough, lined up perfectly with major world events throughout history. And, spoiler alert, the graph collapses to 0 in the year 2012, predicting that time had already run out. But perhaps the most peculiar one was a whistleblower by the name of Preston B. Nichols, who wrote books detailing time travel experiments at the Montauk Air Force Base, which was eventually confirmed by CIA declassified documents, claiming that despite their successes in traveling through time, they were somehow never able to time travel past the year 2012 because they could find no future beyond it. And while that might sound like something a 2012 doomsday believer would say before the year 2012, that is just it.
Was that in the video, bro? See, bro, I'm tripped out. I look, you got chills right now. Hey.
Made that claim in 2014, a whole 2 years after the world supposedly ended. Normally, people...
Bro. Now they're ringing doorbells and shit in my ear, bro. Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. Goosebumps all over me, bro. Oh, hold on. Hold on, OG Donnie. Hold on.
Predict the end of the world before the world ends, not after, and certainly not after the world survives. So what was his deal? Was he someone who had seen the true reality of things and was just trying to expose the truth and shed light on where we truly are right now? With so many consequences pointing to the year 2012, you'd have to admit that some major event happened around that date, which warped what we know as reality. But maybe the question that we should be asking now is, if CERN had destroyed the world, how would we know? And where exactly are we now?
Whew, that was quite freaky. Honestly, man, I don't know how to feel right now. I honestly might have to re-record. Not re-record, but run back another conspiracy theory video, because now I'm in the zone. I'm in the fucking zone. Let's get crazy. Let's get conspiracy. Let's get freaked out. Shit, let's go to a fucking Diddy party.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey, yo, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, that is wild, bro. Let me know if you believe in anything that we just watched. I'm not saying it's all cap, but I'm not saying it's all completely out of question, out of mind, out of frame. If you're really not able to expand your mind to at least open yourself up to topics like this, then me and you, we can't be cool. And I might have to take your ticket to DONNYLAND back. You don't want to get kicked out of this park. Hey, but time travel is definitely real, bro. Fucking vampires are definitely not vampires. Yeah, time travel is definitely real. Somewhere in the world, people can go back in time, go forward in time. You think these movies and shit that we watch, our entertainment is just completely, someone had this great idea, and boom, now it's on the big screen. Think. Yeah, of course, that is a big part of it, but these ideas, these topics, these out of the world situations, they've got to be coming from somewhere. And that is what I'll leave you on to think about. Think, expand your mind, open yourself up, because this world is crazy, man. Hey, that's the end of the video, man. That's the end of the video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. I think I definitely am going to run back a conspiracy theory video again, so we might be getting 2 conspiracy theory videos today. So, as always, man, like, comment, subscribe, bing, bing, bing. Hey, thank you guys for tapping in. I appreciate it. I really, really do. My name is Don. I see you.